Good evening, all of you. So I think we are studying now at present. What is conservation?
What situation?
Is it yes or no? So till there we have studied. Is it true, Johan? So what is conservation of animals and plants we have studied? Correct or not?
Sir.
Yeah. So in today's class we will continue. What is the next concept? Last class I have told you what we are going to do now. So we are going to continue now. Conservation of forest.
Conservation of forest.
What is that? Conservation of forest and wildlife. Keep heading, all of you. Conservation of forest and wildlife. Is it yes? So in last class we have studied what is deforestation, understanding what is the causes of deforestation or not. Is it yes or no? Yes. So now, so that's why, as we know that what is the consequences? Six consequences we have studied. If we are doing the deforestation, so what kind of effect is going to happen to us? Understanding what kind of loss we are going to face. So that is all we are studying in the last class. So coming to the today's class, so we have a problem. We have found that because of deforestation, we all people are going to face a problem. So that is why we must provide some solution for that. So that is only we can call it as conservation of forest and wildlife. So this is what our today's class we are going to study regarding about this. So we start now. Johan? Shruti? Okay. So as we know that in last class we have studied that the adverse effect of deforestation. What is the consequences which we are going to face because of deforestation? Means like a large scale cutting down of forest trees. It is the destruction of natural habitats of wild animals and as well as wild birds. Is it yes or no? So if we are keep on doing the adverse effect of deforestation, means extreme level, if you are going to cut down the forest trees, then it will cause us for destruction of natural habitats. What is that? If you are keep on doing the understanding a large amount of cutting down because of deforestation, because of continuous cutting down of trees, understand, because of continuous cutting down of large amount of trees, what is happening now? Large amount of trees, what is going to happen? Trees, what is happening, Johan?
Deforestation, sir.
Because of that, what is happening? Destruction of natural habitats. What is that? Destruction of natural habitats. Damaging, going to die. Destruction of natural habitats. Natural habitats like wild, understanding, like wild animals. You can say even birds also. Is it yes or no, Shruti? Will you accept it or not? So this is what the things which is happening because of deforestation. And as well as we are going to face a severe problem. That is what we have studied in previous classes. Consequences of deforestation. Can you able to say any one or two, Chaitanya? Can you
Shortage of wood and other forest products, sir.
Wood and other products of forest. That is what we have studied first. Next, coming to humans, main problem. What is that? It will cause
global warming, sir.
Global warming as well as no rainfall or else extreme rainfall. Both
sir, soil erosion also, sir.
Yes, soil erosion as well as flooding and drought. Is it yes? So this is what the things we have studied in the last. Correct? So now, this is what the thing. If you keep on doing this,
and also damage in water cycle, sir.
Yes. So the destruction of natural habitats of wild animals or birds, everything, etc., will happen. So that is why deforestation poses a serious threat to the survival of wild animals and their natural environment. So because of they are going to distract because of our habit, our activities, understanding it is going, they are going to distract. That is why deforestation poses a serious threat. Understand? Deforestation poses a
serious threat.
Deforestation poses a serious threat. What is the meaning of serious threat? When we will use a word called as serious, can you able to say? serious threat or else dangerous. I'm having
Any situation, sir.
I'm having a
Any
serious
critical situation, sir.
threat
Sir,
for
bad situation.
a bad
And
situation.
critical
If you have any
situation.
kind of dangerous, that is what we can say. So that is what is happening. All the wild animals, understand, and everything, it is having a threat to the survival of wild animals and their natural environment. Understand? Threat for understanding or threat for survival of understand survival of all the wildlife and their natural environment. Their natural
Natural environment.
environment. So this is what will happen if you keep on doing the destruction of wildlife, destruction of forest. So everything at some level, everything is going to die. So now let us comes to here. So this is a big threat to the survival of many animals and bird species, including our humans also. Is it yes or no? If you keep on doing
Yes.
like this, after 20, 50, 30, understanding, or 100 years after, even like what the present so many animals are facing, the same problem we people are also going to face that. Is it yes or no? Is it yes?
Sir.
Yes. So
Yes,
that
sir.
we can say it is the biggest threat to the survival of many animals, including the human beings. Understand? Biggest threat. Biggest threat to the survival of survival of so many animals, and plants as well as birds, and includes what? It includes human beings. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is why we have to study how to conserve, understand. Because why the problem? Because why it is big threat, sir? What is happening? You see, the death of killing of wild animals, it will disturb the food chain. Is it yes or no? If you are cutting the trees, then the animals which are depending on the trees, they cannot survive. If the animals which are depending on trees are not surviving, then the animals which are depending on these trees and as well as these other animals, those who are depending on plants, everything will be going. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? So that is why that understanding. If you are, that is why we can say this deforestation is the biggest threat to the survival of so many animals, understanding, and even bird species, because the death or killing of wild animals disturb the understanding food chains in which these animals are taken as a part and resulting in undesirable consequences for the whole ecosystem. What will happen? What will happen, Ra? Undesirable consequences. What is the meaning of undesirable consequences? New word you are studying. You have to study that.
Unbelievable, sir. Unbelievable.
Undesirable. What is the meaning of that? Undesirable consequences. Shruti, undesirable means in the sense of extreme level. Understand? Undesirable. Learn the spelling. UNDESIRABLE. Undesirable species. Because if wild animals or birds or some kind of species will die, understand? So what will happen, Ra? It will lead to what? Complete disturb in food chain. Is it yes or no? It will disturb what? It will disturb the
Food chain.
food chain which they are taken as a part. Is it yes or no? So all the animals are part of food chain. It is not that only humans are involving in the food chain. Everybody is involving in the food chain. So if you are disturbing that, then this full food chain will disturb, so that it will lead to what? Complete disturbance of understanding, complete distraction of ecosystem. Is it yes or no? What is ecosystem, Shruti? Can you able to say what is ecosystem? Hari, Johan,
Surroundings.
what is ecosystem? Is it I said ecosystem means surroundings or any other thing? Check your notebook.
All the living organisms, sir.
All the living
Sir,
organisms.
where the living organisms live,
Yeah,
sir.
that is
Why?
what ecosystem. So, if you are trying to kill something, because like these wild animals or some kind of wild birds or else wild plants, something, then it will disturb the food chains in which these are taken as a part, so that resulting what is happening as undesirable consequences for the whole ecosystem. So that is why we should conserve forest and wildlife to prevent, to prevent these kind of damage to the ecosystem, and that is why we should preserve the biodiversity. What is the meaning of biodiversity, Johan? We have to preserve. So that is
Sir,
the
biological diversity.
yeah,
Diversity, sir.
biological species. So many variety of species is called as biodiversity. Is it yes or no? Variety of species. So if you are doing this distraction, then whole ecosystem will go into damage. Whole ecosystem will damage. So because of this reason, what we have to do? Understanding? Because due to this, we have to preserve. We have to preserve. What is the meaning of preserve? Preserve food in our
Sir, saving.
Saving.
Protect, sir.
preserve. Understanding? Biodiversity. Biodiversity. So what is the meaning of biodiversity? Different.
Biological
Biological
variety.
We are different variety of species. Because everything is part of your food chain, so that if something is going to damage, then that part is not filled by any other thing. So that is the reason. So if you want to save this earth, save this ecosystem from this this unexpected and undesirable extreme level of consequences, we have to make it like this corona pandemics and all. So this worst situation of this pandemics, we have to save this earth by preserving this biodiversity. No, don't think that, sir, only I will preserve the herbivores. I will never preserve the carnivores because they are very harmful to us. Not that is. We have to preserve every variety of species to prevent, all these endangered species from becoming extinct and to maintain ecological balance in nature. What we have to do? Ecological balance. You understanding that? We have to prevent all the things. We have to prevent, and the animals or plants, those who are going to endangered. What is the meaning of endangered?
They're going to die, sir.
Huh?
Are
Endangered.
Extinct.
Yeah,
Extinct.
endangerous animals, endangerous varieties. Endangerous means those who are going to extend soon, those who are going to extend soon. So this is all will happen. So that is why we have to preserve these kind of endangered animals, plants, birds, everything, and we have to make a ecological balance to protect this ecosystem. What we have to do? Ecological balance, to maintain the ecological balance, to save this full ecosystem, then only we people will survive in this. So now, how we can measure, what kind of measures which can be taken for the conservation of forest and wildlife, we have to follow. Suppose if you'll take Shruti, if you'll take Johan, if you'll consider, what is his name? I forgot. Chaitanya, or else if me, what kind of things I should do from my side, what kind of measures I should take care, to prevent, or else to reduce these consequences, to save this whole ecosystem. So that is what we will study in the conservation of forest and as well as wildlife. Why we should conserve? Anybody, can you answer? Why we have to conserve forest and wildlife?
For
If we conserve only, we will live, sir.
prevent
Because why we have to
If we
conserve?
need to live, we need to conserve, sir.
sir.
If that is not you should say, Shruti, you cannot say that if you want to live, you have to stay. That is not the answer. You have to say that. Because why?
Sir,
Because
for food chain.
animals, some animals or some birds, that is the biggest threat. Because deforestation is the biggest threat to the survival of many animals and bird species. If suppose they will die, if the wild, then the full food chain is going to disturb. So then what is happening? It will result in undesirable consequences for the whole ecosystem. So that is the reason we have to preserve that biodiversities which are going to endanger or else which are going to become extinct soon. We have to save them, we have to preserve them to maintain, and we have to bring the ecological balance. All the animals, all the plants should be there, and those who are depending on plants, those who are depending on animals, those who are depending on both plants and animals, everybody should survive in this ecosystem. Then only the ecosystem will be healthy. So to maintain that ecological balance, we have to follow some measures. So that is what we are calling as conservation of forest and wildlife. Do you understanding, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now you should write question. All of you keep heading. Conservation of, you may kept heading, conservation of forest and wildlife. Immediately down you write. Why we should conserve? All of you, yourself you question. Why what is the importance of, question I am asking here. What is the importance of, what is the importance of understanding conservation? We should know why we should do. Is it correct or not? Why? Because of deforestation, we have so many consequences. So that is why we should do conservation. Later, we have to think the solution. That is only called as what kind of measures we should take to preserve this biodiversity. Understanding all of you? So you have to keep why or what is the importance of conservation of wildlife? Understanding wildlife and forest. Forest. Understand? What is your answer, Shruti? Can you able to say in English? An English and proper sentence you should say. You can simply you can say. Can I say? Right. Simply. I have taught you so many things, so many points, correct? Use proper words and you say. Johan or Chaitanya, use all the grammar, vocabulary, whatever you have to remember till now. I have said that adverse, understanding, adverse deforestation, or else it will lead to understanding, unexpected, undesirable consequences. Like that words you use and you tell. Tell me, please. Answer. Try at least. Speaking skills should be there. Try. Chaitanya?
Sir, can you show the question, sir?
Can I say? I will say the question. You see, why or what is the importance of conservation of wildlife or forest?
Because
Wildlife
if we
and
not
forest.
conserve the wildlife or forest, the ecosystem will be damaged and
What is happening? What is happening? You have to mention that because of deforestation, deforestation, deforestation. Understand? Adverse deforestation. That is what you should write. Understanding? Adverse deforestation. What is the meaning of adverse? ADVERSE. Adverse. Adverse means extreme level. Do you understanding that? Adverse.
okay.
Adverse. 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 Understanding? Deforestation. Because of adverse deforestation. Do you understanding? Because of adverse deforestation. It is a big threat to the survival of many animals. It is a big threat to the survival of many animals and bird species. It is a big threat to the, because of adverse deforestation, comma, it is a big threat to the survival of. Do you understanding, Shruti? How we need to write? To the survival of many animals, and bird species. Bird species are part of a. I am joining all the sentence. Understanding? Which are part of a what? Which are part of a what?
While
Which are part of a food chain. Understanding? Which are part of a food chain. 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 Part of a food chain, resulting in undesirable consequences, resulting in food chain, resulting in undesirable consequences, undesirable consequences for this whole ecosystem. Understanding? Undesirable consequences for the whole ecosystem. For the whole ecosystem. Understand, Chaitanya? For the whole ecosystem. Do you understand, Johan? For whole ecosystem.
Yes, sir.
This is the problem we have. So that what we have to do? So now answer will come. Explanation. What we have to do? Explanation now. So we should conserve. So second point. This is 5 more questions. So we should conserve. What we should conserve? We should conserve
Sir, wildlife.
forest and wildlife. We should conserve
Forest and wildlife.
forest and wildlife and preserve biodiversity. What is the meaning of biodiversity?
Biological variety, sir.
Variety of species. Wildlife, to preserve biodiversity, variety of species. Bracket you can write. Variety of species. Variety of species, comma, to prevent endangered species from understanding species from becoming extinct, becoming extinct, and to maintain ecological balance in nature, and extend and to maintain maintain ecological balance. Do you understanding, all of you? Ecological balance, Johan, in nature. Is it okay, Ra?
Okay, sir.
So this is what. So why we are doing. So do you understanding why means? We should know the problem and as well as we should know the solution. So we have a solution that we have to preserve. So that is what we have identified. So now what kind of measures, sir, how I can preserve, sir? Can anybody suggest? Please speak. Come out and you speak. How you can preserve this one?
Sir, by not wasting things, wasting resources.
Hmm?
We should not cut trees.
Sir,
You should not cut trees. How? Suppose you see Shruti, you are constructing new home. Definitely you need windows, doors, etc., furniture. Then will you stop cutting trees?
No,
Definitely.
sir. We
Yes,
need
sir.
to plant another tree, sir.
That is very good. Now you may see, every people, they don't have a license in the sense of like, if you want to drive a bike, you need minimum 18 years and you need government permission. If you want to start a hotel, if you want to go to school, your school permission required. Like that, is there any permission to cut the trees? It is not there. Is it yes or no? That is why you can see government has brought so many kind of rules that unauthorized felling or cutting of forest trees, for producing timber or some kind of firewood and all, it has been stopped. Have you noticed it? So many states they are following. Even reserve forest, you are not supposed to collect the even dead plants also. Dead plants also for the firewood. Have you noticed it or not? Yes.
sir.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
First thing. So still so many places understanding unauthorized. For example, you may see Srisachalam forest. Every time you can see red sandal is unauthorizedly it is exporting to the China. Have you not? Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? So red sandal, which is rarely present in the
Yes, sir.
world, which is only exist in Andhra, Chittoor district, it is unnecessary, unauthorized, understanding. Unlicensedly, they are exporting to China. So because of that, soon the red sandal, after 10 years, 20 years, there is no red sandal plant. We have to just only see in Google pictures or somewhere. So that is what happening. So that is why the first measure what we have to take, Johan, suppose if I will give a chance, you please take some measure. What you will do? You have to take some rule or else you have to bring some act that you have to stop the unauthorized cutting or felling of trees for producing timber or else for making a firewood immediately. Do you understand it? Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So that is the first thing you should observe. That is what the first thing you have to note it down. Right, all of you keep heading first now. Measures which can be taken. Heading you can keep. Measures which can be taken. Heading. Measures which can be taken to conserve what, Shruti? To conserve
wildlife and forest.
Wildlife and forest.
Forest. So this is what you please underline. Chaitanya, do you understand, Chaitanya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have to learn words. Today I have told you. See here, ecological balance. This is one the new word. Next one,
Undesirable consequences.
yeah, extinct. This is the new term. Adverse consequences. Already we have studied.
Dangerous and
Endangered, undesirable. These all the words you have to learn. Do you understanding? Yes. So the first point, all of you should write.
Yes.
First point. What is the first concern I said? First concern.
measures which can be taken to
Plant
conserve
trees.
wildlife.
Right. The unauthorized felling of unauthorized. What is the meaning of unauthorized? What is the meaning of unauthorized?
No permission.
Yeah, no
Without
permission.
permission.
Without permission. The unauthorized.
Without permission.
The unauthorized felling. Felling means in the sense of, also we can call it as cutting. The unauthorized felling of trees. Write it. The unauthorized felling of trees. Felling of forest trees for timber
The
trade.
meaning of felling, sir?
Felling, F-E-L-L-I-N-G, felling.
Meaning, sir?
Felling means cutting.
Cutting or felling, both. Understand?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, felling of forest trees. For timber trading. For timber trading or firewood. For timber trading or firewood should stop immediately. Should stop what?
Cutting. Felling.
Stop the trading of firewood and timber.
ING, cutting, C-U-T-T-I-N-G, cutting. Do you understanding, Ra? Okay. Timber trade
Yes, sir.
or firewood should be stopped immediately. Do you understanding, all of you? Should be. Here,
Yes, sir.
should come. I have missed it. You have to write it. Should be. Grammar is most important. Understanding. Forest trees for timber trading. It is not R. Is it R or Andra? Johan, can you correct it? R or And? I said R. And should come. That is what. Few times I will do grammar mistakes because I am not English teacher, correct? That much. I may be studied, but I may do some mistakes. So you have to correct it. Both we are doing. Is it yes or no? We have a purpose of both timber trading and firewood. Is it correct or not? So firewood means burning, cooking food, cooking food and all hotels they will use, correct? Firewood,
What is firewood?
firewood means to cook or boil water and all. We'll keep in some kind of stoves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is called as firewood. Understand? To cook food and all. To cook food. You want, you can note it down. To cook food. Understanding? Boil water. In all the hotels and all, they will use this gas. They won't use. Have you noticed it? If you
Yes,
go,
sir.
have you visited Sasta Hotel, which is present in that Pudukkottai? They used to burn Sarana Bhavan Sasta Hotel. That all. They used to cook with this firewood only. Have you noticed it or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is. So we have to stop it immediately. This is what the first measure we should take care. Do all of you wrote it?
Yes, sir. Written, sir.
Because why it is happening? Because depletion of forest destroys the natural habitats of wild animals and birds.
Sir,
And they,
sir, for this firewood, we can take this the thorn trees and all, no, sir?
what?
For this firewood, we can take thorn trees and all, no, sir?
Yeah, we can take, but so many will cut main trees itself for supplying hotels and all. You may see it. Do you understanding?
Yes,
Major
sir, understood.
they will be. That is the reason. So why it is happening? Why we should stop this one means because understand if you're doing this continuous cuttings of forest, so the depletion of forest will take place. What is the meaning of depletion? Depletion of forest. This is what the new word I am saying here. Depletion. Depletion becoming dilute. Understanding means the percentage of depletion of forest. What is the meaning of depletion of FOREST? Forest means understanding the amount of the percentage of forest will decreases. Do you understanding? Yes or no? Depletion. Have you heard a word called as in geography ozone depletion? Ozone depletion. For example, I'm saying ozone depletion. Depletion means all of you should remember damage. What we should call?
Damage.
That is what you should remember. Okay, na? For your
Okay, sir.
so that is the reason why we should stop understanding immediately this understanding unauthorized cutting of trees for making a timber trading and as well as firewood. Understanding? Do you understanding all of you?
Yes, sir,
sir?
understood, sir.
Right. This is because depletion of forest. This is because you continue.
Sir, depletion spelling, sir.
D
T-A-O-N only, no, sir?
depletion DEPLESION. Depletion DEPLESION. Sorry, TION. Right? Sorry. DEPLETION. Okay, na? Okay. Shruti, depletion means you can remember damage. You want, you can write in bracket. Damage. Okay, na? Right. This is, continue this point after immediately. This is because depletion of forest destroys the natural habitats of destroys the natural habitats of wild animals and bird species. Is it yes or no? That is
Yes,
the
sir.
reason. Okay, da?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, all of you noted down. Bird species. Understand?
Okay, understood, sir.
Second one. Now, suppose Johan and Shruti and Chaitanya, they decided to spread the awareness in throughout the Pudukkottai. Please don't cut the trees, don't cut the trees. I will keep the banner and all. Is it people will follow? Is it people?
No, sir.
No. Then somebody should say. Who need to say? Who need to bring an act?
The government.
Government. Understanding? That is what the second measure we should take care. Understand? In case of government authorized felling of forest trees, for every acre of forest cut down, an equal area of land should be planted with saplings of trees to make up for the loss in the long run. Do you understanding all of you?
Yes, sir.
Recently, I have told you in our Ooty only, central government has allotted around 49-acre land for some industry, understanding, and in that 49-acre land industry, around a thick forest, around 3,900 trees are existent. Big trees, not small trees. Do you understanding that? Yes. So
Yes,
the
sir.
government has allotted, government has taken decision, and they have handed over to the company itself. They can cut this 49 acres land of trees. Understand? But they have allotted somewhere other place. They have allotted some other land so that they have to grow the same kind of trees and the same number 3,900 trees. They have to grow in another 49 acre. Do you understanding? But
Yes, sir.
is it immediately the action will be there? Do you understand? Suppose I will plant the tree. I will cut the big tree, which has been like 100 years old tree. Today I planted it. Is it having any use? No use, correct? But
Yes, sir. No use.
for a long period of time, we have a use. That is why we have to do that. So that if I will say, Johan will go and will say, hey, please, you cut the 2 trees today. Please at least plant 1 tree. Will the people will accept? No. Correct or not? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why? So what we have to do? In case of government authorized felling of forest trees, right? Second one, measures. In case of government, G is capital, Vaira, it is a noun, understanding? Government authorized felling of understanding forest trees. Do you understanding, Chaitanya? In case of
Yes, sir.
government authorized
Yes,
felling
sir.
of trees, you have to do what? For every acre of forest cut down, 1 minute. For every acre of forest cut down, for every acre, ACRE, acre of forest cut down, comma, and equal area, and equal, and equal area of land, acre of forest cut down, and equal area of land, and equal area of land.
Sir,
uh,
what is authorized?
Authorized means government will give permission, correct? To cut some trees. Government gives some permission, yes or no? Do you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Government can access. Suppose recently I told you. Suppose you are starting some industry. You requested government to request some land. So they may allocate some forest in a near Pudukkottai back. So in that area, whatever the trees are there, you may cut it. But the same government will say that whatever the trees are existed, that in that same trees we will allot some other land. In that land you have to plant it and you have to take care of it. That is called as authorized. You have got the permission from government to cut the trees. Do you understanding, Johan?
Yes, sir.
That is called as
Sir.
equal area of land. Understand, Shruti?
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, now they're cutting trees and planting somewhere in the flat area now, sir. They
What?
can like build in the flat area only. Why they're cutting?
What? I'm not understanding.
Sir, like they're cutting trees now, sir, the forest for land and planting the other flat area now, sir.
Somewhere they will alert government. Suppose you see in Chaitanya, nothing. Suppose you are going to construct new home. Your home, you have a more very old 4 trees. Understanding? And you have got the permission from municipal. So they will say that even though this is your own land, you may cut these 4 trees. But you have to grow the same kind of 4 trees, maybe seeds or small plants in some other land, maybe your garden or somewhere. That is what we can say it is government authorized. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Do you notice
I
it?
understood like in another land we should
Yeah,
plant.
in cities also, you are without municipality permission, you cannot able to cut in. Even though if it is in your home also, you cannot cut it. Have you noticed it or not?
Okay, sir.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
that is what we can say. Understand? So write it.
Okay, sir.
Forest cut down. An equal area of land should be an equal area of land should be planted. An equal area of land should be planted. An equal area of land should be planted. Should be planted with sapling of trees. Can you able to say what is the meaning of sapling? What is the meaning of sapling?
Seeds, sir. For trees, seeds, sir.
Very good.